Hey Ephraim, IYR. Um, okay, so you got short somewhere in here. I think you said like around 49. So, um, if I was just on a daily bar, I would have been looking at this as a short. The pullback. So you got lower high, pivot, pullback to the 10 period EMA. So I would have been looking short there. Or if I liked short here based on your model, I would have been looking to get short here or or a test of this area. So it's possible that we could have been looking at short here, although based on this bar, I'm almost positive that this is going to show no, yeah, that we would have been out, but we'll take a look. um, but for sure in these 2 days, let me just show you on. So here's the 24th, and you know, I think I think you said 49, so you actually got short right here, which at that point wouldn't have been bad, but I would have been exiting that trade right here. um, Again, based on what I've told you before, I've got magenta bar, volume surge, um, high and the low of that bar, and then I mentioned this briefly in there, but when you have a magenta bar volume surge that gets capped by a green or even a cyan volume surge that's immediately rejected like that, that's actually a trade entry in the other direction. Um, so I would have entered your trade and exited here, then definitely exited here, and then again, first 30-minute range, we're getting volume and continuation beyond that. Not a good sign for for a short position. This, if you did enter right here, this could have prevented that entire losing trade, um, which is really the beauty of this thing. Let's just say you ignored that. The next day, volume surge, we're above it. Try to get down into it and break into it to the short side again. Boom, volume surge out of the gate again. We are not thinking short at this point. Um, Again, this is just a great buy. This is a great buying setup, um, just from a myopic day trading perspective. Certainly not giving us any ammunition for a short position. Again, could have avoided the entire bad trade really. Um, and I'm just kind of looking here, just from a let's see, I mean, come in here, find support, and you could have even bought this on a break higher, but for sure, again, you got a beautiful sort of buying opportunity right here as it finds support on this one volume bar, with all of this as the background. Got a little volume surge up here that we might have been kind of keeping an eye on, or if you were still really short bias for some reason in here, um, you could have used that to get. Let me just place this. When we got below it in here or in here, you might have gotten short in here, but again, boom, volume, and we break above it. We're just not. There's no reason to carry to the trade. Let's just let it confirm again on a intraday. Typically, there will be great, as I've shown you. There's just great places to enter. I mean, had we gotten out of this thing, boom, we just would have missed that entire up period. I mean, and then of course, let's just see. So what do we have here? This is our latest one. So let's see how this held up over here. Yeah, I mean, this thing just gave you another beautiful. So we've got two volume areas further back, and So runs up, and we get out of the trade, and then it spikes down, and we're thinking, maybe this thing's gonna go. It stops right at the previous thing, gives us another volume surge, and then busts higher immediately. This is like a beautiful long entry. So like even though your model is saying go short, I mean I would have taken this thing long at this point. Here, and then you can see again you draw the line here, and when you get these levels, it's you know anyway, this is the opening range again, and instead of it coming back to the high of this magenta bar, it just can't. It didn't even make it down that far, and just the opening range supported it. I mean, it's okay, fine. Your model's saying, hey, this is a good opportunity for a short, but we're getting all this confirmation on the long side. Get in long. Buy this thing. Buy it here. And then put in a stop right there, and let it do what it's going to do. Who cares what logic is saying on the longer term perspective? If you can get a long entry and then it never really stops you out, just let the damn thing run is my motto. Um, anyway, I mean, I could go through day by day, but I think you get the idea. Let's just see here. So we're at 827. 830. Oh, let's just look at 830, the 31st, just to see. So the 31st. Yeah, I mean, let's. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're nowhere near. This is our support level, right? So we're at much higher levels. Um, we didn't really, we could have, if you were still like attached to a short position, you did have some volume surges up in here. So let's just see. Um, yeah, so you got a little volume happening there. You had a squat and a paint bar test that was rejected. Could have gotten short again in here if you were still married to that idea. So let's just see. You're going to want to get out. Our stop would be here on that trade. And as it's declining, you got some volume happening. You might draw a line off of this magenta bar. And by the way, even these end of day magenta bars will hold. They typically will have some impact. You can see like the high of this one. I mean, this whole consolidation happened right below that. But anyway, it's worth paying attention to. But so we're looking for reasons to stay short, and again, you're looking at that. It doesn't even touch it. This spikes up. These retracements don't even touch it. We're above the opening range with volume right here. Do we really want to stay short overnight? Again, come in, test the opening range, and this initial range also, and it bounces. This looks like a pretty good setup for continuation higher. I would certainly not be confidently carrying a big position overnight into that thing. And again, let's just say you did it anyway. Here we go. We got volume in here, bust above the opening range and above the high of this little volume area, and we stay above it all day. No reason to stay short. Anyway, that's it.